I want to experience something new. And I find myself kind of really into climbing, obviously, but straying a little bit more away from it and being like, oh, I kind of want to like take some of this passion away from climbing and like put it elsewhere. And I just don't know what that elsewhere is or what that other thing is.
Like, climbing's not enough to keep me going. It doesn't mentally or intellectually stimulate me. So it's a privilege for me to get to go work in an environment that challenges me, and then I get to leave work and challenge myself in another way. Like, everyone in my life just kind of like takes a back seat for the X amount of months that I can go try it. And it usually takes me so long because it's not like I can go out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's like I get, 2 weekends a month where I can go outside. So I have to make those weekends count. And if the weather's bad on those weekends, then it's all shot, right? So it usually takes a bit longer.
Not everyone has as much time as me, or a lot of other people where we can just climb like 7 days a week if we really want. So I'm willing and I'm able, and I surround myself with a lot of people that I love and cherish. So for me to like take part of my day to like show them around or like go to a boulder and spot them, carry a crash pad is like that means a lot to them, and it means a lot to me that they appreciate it.
When you're climbing well and you're warming up on the easy thing, whatever it is, like, it feels good to move well, and it feels good to know that you're confident, know that, the holds are sticking, your feet are, placing well. Inside or outside, doesn't matter, and it feels even better when you're feeling good, you're in a good month, you're feeling healthier, you have some momentum, and you've knocked off a few climbs that feel good. Like, there's nothing better, man. Everyone needs to invest in themselves. And a mentor of mine actually gave me some really good advice. She said, people like you tend to go stir crazy unless your mind is busy and you are progressing in whatever the thing is. So the idea of just climbing to enjoy the movement and the community and being outside and is less appealing to me. I do enjoy those things, but I want to do well. Like, I want to climb hard and I want to progress,
It's super selfish. I want to see you send as much as I want to send. But when it comes down to it and I want to go out to the thing that I want to go to, you better bet that no one's going to get in my way and no one's going to slow me down. If people are climbing with me that day, they better believe that we're going to go there at the exact time that I want to go there. Being outside gives me that creative mode to be like, I wonder how all of this was created, And it's like you put yourselves in these beautiful situations, or even like these ugly situations that nature has created, and you're like, how did this what? It's like the basic simplicity of bouldering that I love. I love the basicness of it. I would say a very, I like to do a lot of things. I like to go out to extravagant places, but I'm a very basic person. I just like the whole simplicity and, easiness of it. You just roll out and you just have a crash pad. There's no logistics of ropes. There's no logistics of like, well, you might have to camp on the wall or something. Like, will that excite me at a certain point in my life? For sure. I think right now it's just like I've kind of dedicated myself to bouldering, and like I'll go into the different disciplines at some point.
Hey man, get in the horn, call some freaky people, and we'll have a scene.
So bouldering is throwing a pad under a rock, a boulder that has fallen off of a cliff band, and assigning value to ascending a series of holds up it. And it's a very interesting game because it's very arbitrary. And it's about the community assigning value to certain lines, certain ways up these climbs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, nice. Sorry. I didn't know that was happening. Oh, lock it.
You're just climbing out on rocks. Like, you can go and do whatever you want. And there's that whole aspect of climbing. Do whatever you want. If you want to start one move in and you don't care and you're just out there climbing, like, that's the beautiful thing about it. But then there's this other side where, like, you can go this route if you want. And I, of course, go this route. All right, well, you put up this climb and it starts here and it's this grade. Okay, cool. Like, and you named it this. I want to experience that and like make sure that I'm doing everything properly to experience that climb. Experience this like organized like thing.
That was really good. Come on, go get. Thanks.
If you're gonna play the game of climbing, like play the game, but like it's important to play by the rules, and I think that it's an interesting, weird, competitive game that I think a lot of people don't like to talk about. I think most boulderers, especially at a certain level, are way more competitive than they let themselves on to be. And I'm super competitive. I want to be better than everyone all the time. I'm not, and I try really hard to be, but it's just one of those weird psychological elements of the game, and I think it's really interesting to watch. Evilution, the whole line, topping that out, to me was one of those lines. When you drive into the buttermilk, it's like the first thing you see and you're just like, oh my God, look at this. People climb that, But when I did it, however many years ago, and I came down, John Long was there, who's like, OG. And he like poured me a glass of whiskey and he was like, dude, I've never actually seen anyone do that. Like, that's rad. That was like one of the things that we looked at, whatever. And it was such a crazy moment of like, whoa, dude, you're John Long. This is a big deal. Like, cheers, man. Like, and it's weird that two climbers from such different generations can both assign value to the same thing. And that's what I'm talking about. It's not the grade. That's not the hardest thing I've ever done. Not even close. But it matters for whatever reason. And it's like, why does it matter? I don't know. There's something in the fucking zeitgeist. It's like, that problem matters. Midnight Lightning matters. There are these certain climbs that are just important.
There's something to be said about like climbing on a piece of rock outside. It's like sensory overload in like a really good way. I don't know.
Rock climbing.
Sketchy. So sketchy. Dude, that was the limit. Oh.
You should be really appreciative for this life that you've created and that you're living, because if you're not, I could get you a job at FedEx. You know what I mean? It's like, don't be dumb, dude. Like, we all can drive a truck. Like, it's not hard.